Andrea Brockmeier with Watermark Learning. Over the years, I've helped hundreds of people earn certifications in project management, business analysis, and Agile. And I wanted to take a few minutes to share with you my most recent certification experience. That was earning the International Institute of Business Analysis, AAC, the Agile Analysis Certification. This test experience was different than previous test experiences I've had because the exam was administered remotely. That is, rather than going to a Prometric site, for example, to take a test, I did it online. I signed it online, and then somebody on the other end remotely monitored my exam taking. So this was really different, and I thought I was kind of prepared for it, but it was it took me off my game a little bit, and so I wanted to just share how that worked and hopefully set you up for good success with your proctored exam if you end up taking one that way. So the first thing is that I will say that it was very, and I don't know if this is because it's proctored online, but it was very flexible in terms of the scheduling. So in this particular instance, I took my test on a Sunday afternoon, which worked really well for me. Also, I could reschedule it up to 24 hours prior to my designated test time. So I actually ended up doing that. I rescheduled my exam about 26 hours from the time I was supposed to take it. And that worked great because I was able to just sign up for a day later, and that worked perfectly. So it's been my experience that when you go into a testing site, there's a lot bigger window that you have to be outside of in order to reschedule. Then when you get online and you go in to sign on and to take your test, a chat window pops up and somebody says, hello, I'm going to proctor this exam for you. And this person, first thing that they do is they need to see your space. So of course you have a webcam and you have to do a system check prior to doing all of this, which is fine and you kind of expect that. But they need to see your entire space. Okay, so you kind of plan for that, right? So they say, okay, I need you to show me 360 degrees around your testing area and all the way 360 degrees around it. So you pick up your computer and you show them your workspace and then you show all the way around. Okay, so and kind of like this, and you're showing them all the way around. And okay, so that little piece of paper there, you got to get rid of that. All right, so I get rid of that, and there's everything. And then they wanted to say, okay, this table off to the side there, let me look at that. So I show them that, and they say, everything has to be off that table. Now, I was kind of surprised because I'm thinking, I'm not going to, right, it's behind me. It's not like you couldn't see if I were looking at something there. But everything within arm's reach has to be removed. So, okay, so everything has to come off the table. So I take everything off the table and put it on the floor so that they can't reach it, including my coffee. So if you've got tea leaves you're hoping to guide you in your exam, that's not going to work. Get rid of everything here. Now, I did leave my phone on the table. They didn't make me get rid of that. And then they were okay with that. And then they wanted to see my printer. This was a big deal. Okay, let me look at your printer. Okay, and they wanted to see the printer, and let me see underneath the table. You got to get rid of the paper in the printer. So I had to take all the paper out of the printer. We did that. And some paper there, get rid of that. All right. So they were finally satisfied with this. And this went on for a number, many minutes. It was 6, 7, 8 minutes of making sure that they were, that everything was removed, that there was nothing within arm's reach. So as we get done with this, and I'm looking at this very tidy space, and I said, can I do a brain dump? No, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to do that. So just a heads up, if you're used to kind of purging your thoughts about things onto a piece of paper prior to an exam, no can do this time. So we got that done. Then they explained that during the test, I am not allowed to talk. In fact, I'm not even allowed to, you're not even allowed to move your lips. And I was, why? Why do you care if I talk to myself? And I'm someone who talks to myself a lot. With an exam, actually, I was kind of looking forward to being able to do that at home. I wasn't going to bother anybody around me. And so I'd be able to kind of think out loud and, I'd kind of do my thing to figure out how I get through the questions. Well, think about it. They said, because if there's somebody within hearing distance, that you could theoretically be reciting questions and they could be taking notes. And as soon as they said that, that made sense. I can't be saying, hey, here's question number 1. Right? So because we're doing chat, they don't hear you, they just see you. So, okay, so I can't talk, can't even move my lips. Let me tell you, that's hard, because when you're reading something, and then they would come up and say, excuse me, I have to ask you not to move your lips while you're reading. Okay, so we'll try that. The other thing you can't do this. If I've got, nope, can't have your hand in front of your face, because again, if I've got any ventriloquist skills, I could theoretically be, hey, and say something, and to somebody within hearing distance. So that was hard too, because boy, you get thinking about things, and you kind of move around and thinking, and can't do that. Also, you can't take your eyes off the screen. So I said, I can't look out the window or anything, because I've got a window right here. I want to look out the window, kind of think. No, sorry, you got to keep your eyes on the screen. Okay. So that was challenging. Now, I did ask, and prior to doing it, I said, can I close my eyes? I'm trying to imagine what the objection would be to that. Actually, you could close your eyes. So I was at least able to close my eyes and kind of think through things. So I was glad for that. So at any rate, we're going through the exam, and if at any time I had a question, I would just put, type into the chat box, and they were right there. I mean, these folks are with you through the whole exam. They're monitoring you through the entire process, so it's not like they go away, which was nice, because I had a question a couple of times about, can I close my eyes, or whatever. And there were instances where I was looking out the window just out of habit, or moving my lips or something, and they'd come up and say, excuse me, I have to ask you not to do that. Stay focused on the screen. So that was really interesting, and you kind of expect to have an experience when you're taking a test. If you're kind of an intense test taker, it can throw you off a little bit. So we got done, or I got done with the exam, and the results come up right away, like they do when you take it at a site. And so you don't have to wait to find out if you passed or failed. You don't, at least I didn't get anything other than the fact that I passed or failed. Additional details will be coming from IIBA. I asked them do you know my score? And they don't have any of that information. That's really not what they're there for. They're there specifically to monitor your test taking. They don't have any other information besides that. So at any rate, I just wanted to share that with you. I hope this is helpful, and in working with students over the years, sometimes it's around content, sometimes it's around study tips, sometimes it's just around the exam experience, and for a lot of folks, they find that helpful. So good luck to you on whatever certification journey you are on. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or Watermark if we can help you in any way achieve your professional certification goals. So thanks a lot for listening, and good luck to you.